Calaroga Shark Media.
From Washington, D.C., where things happen, this is Ballot.
Trump just took the biggest one-sided blowout since the last time the Jets played. Let's hit this. I'm Patrick Gutfield, and President Trump defended the Saudi crown prince over the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi, saying things happen and that he doesn't hold the crown prince responsible. Things happen. That's the official White House position on dismembering a journalist. Things happen. You know, like when you accidentally leave your phone at a restaurant or you miss your exit on the highway. Just one of those things. Meanwhile, on Air Force One, a reporter asked President Trump about newly released Epstein emails, including one where Epstein wrote that Trump knew about the girls. And Trump pointed his finger in her face and said, "Quiet! Quiet, Piggy!" Piggy. The President of the United States called a reporter Piggy. Not no comment, not that's classified, not even fake news. Piggy. That's what he went with. Real strong command of the English language there. And this isn't new for him. Back in 2016, former Miss Universe Alicia Machado said Trump used to call her Miss Piggy after she gained weight. So apparently when Trump doesn't like what a woman is saying, his brain just goes straight to Muppet insults. What's next? Quiet, Kermit? Silence, Fozzie Bear? The reporter had asked if there was anything incriminating in the Epstein files, which, you have to admit, is a fair question given what's in these emails. One email from Epstein says a victim spent hours at my house with him, meaning Trump, and he has never once been mentioned. Another email claims Trump knew about the girls and asked Ghislaine Maxwell to stop using Mar-a-Lago to scout victims. Trump's response? I know nothing about that. Jeffrey Epstein and I had a very bad relationship for many years. Oh, you had a bad relationship? That's your defense? Yeah, we hung out, but we weren't close. That's like saying, I barely knew the guy. I just let him recruit at my private club for years. 2 days later, Trump snapped at another Bloomberg reporter, calling her the worst and saying, I don't know why they even have you. Apparently, Bloomberg needs to staff its White House beat with people Trump finds more agreeable. Maybe someone who won't ask about Epstein or Tucker Carlson's interview with white nationalist Nick Fuentes. You know, softballs only. And here's the cherry on top. After that press gaggle, Trump walked across the White House lawn past an American flag that had been lowered to the ground. The photo went viral. The U.S. flag code specifically says the flag should never touch the ground. The White House immediately issued a statement claiming it was fake news, and the flag never touched the ground. It was just lowered into a special container because of high winds. A special container for flags during high winds. That's the official explanation. Not, we made a mistake, or not, we'll look into it. No, there's a special flag container that makes it look exactly like the flag is on the ground, but it's actually not. It's very sophisticated. You wouldn't understand. The House voted to release the Jeffrey Epstein files, and it passed with nearly unanimous support. Democrats and Republicans both voted yes. Survivors in the gallery were crying and blowing kisses, and there was only one person who voted no. Representative Clay Higgins of Louisiana. Think about that. 434 members of Congress voted to release these files. One guy said no. Clay Higgins looked around the room, saw everyone voting yes, saw survivors weeping in the gallery, and thought, you know what? I'm going to be the villain in this Hallmark movie. What could possibly be your reason for voting no on this? I believe in privacy. Really? Now? You're drawing your privacy line at the Jeffrey Epstein files? That's your hill to die on? Not phone records, not emails, not Instagram stories. The Epstein files. That's bold. Higgins posted on Twitter that he's been a principled NO on this bill from the beginning. Which is interesting because the beginning was 3 months ago when Trump was calling this a hoax. According to Higgins, the bill reveals and injures thousands of innocent people, witnesses, people who provided alibis, family members. He's very concerned about protecting the innocent. Specifically, he mentioned witnesses, people who provided alibis, and family members. You know who didn't make his list? The actual victims. The hundreds of exploited children and adults whose abuse is kind of the whole reason we're talking about this. 427 to 1? That's not a close vote. That's not even a divided vote. That's everyone looking at one guy and saying, are you sure about this? And that guy saying, Yes, I'm protecting the innocent, just not the ones who were actually hurt. Speaker Mike Johnson, who spent months trying to delay this vote, walked onto the floor and voted yes. For months, he's been finding reasons why they couldn't possibly vote on this right now. We need more time. The timing isn't right. Mercury's in retrograde. Then Trump told Republicans to vote yes, and suddenly, Johnson's hand shot up like he was trying to catch a wedding bouquet. That's the thing about this vote. It wasn't some principled stand. Trump caved and told everyone to vote yet, and they all fell in line, except Clay Higgins. He's out there on an island by himself. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said island. And he's the only person in America who looked at the Epstein files and thought, let's keep this one under wraps. The Senate approved the bill unanimously. Trump held a press conference and was asked a straightforward question. If you support releasing the Epstein files, why not just order it done instead of waiting for Congress? Simple question. The answer involved threatening to revoke ABC's broadcast license. You know, it's not the question that I mind, it's your attitude, Trump told the ABC News reporter. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. The question was fine. The attitude was wrong. The vibes were off. Next time, ask about potential federal crimes with more positivity. Trump said ABC's license should be revoked because their news is so fake and so wrong. Someone asks you a scheduling question, you threaten to shut down their network. Totally proportional. Why wait for Congress? I'm ending your company. That's called staying on message. Notice what Trump didn't do? Answer the question. He called the reporter terrible, threatened ABC's license, mentioned his great commissioner who should take a look at that. But the actual reason for waiting on Congress never came up. Too busy discussing license revocation. Trump did clarify he has nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein and threw him out of his club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. There are photos of them together at parties. Trump once told New York Magazine that Epstein was a terrific guy who likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. But other than the photos and the quote, totally threw him out immediately. Then came the classics. It's a Democrat hoax. The files Trump just agreed to release? Hoax. The investigation into a convicted sex offender? Hoax. The thing 427 Republicans voted for? Still a hoax. Trump signing a bill to release hoax documents. He's very thorough about hoaxes. The reporter wanted to know why Trump won't act immediately. Trump's response covered the reporter's attitude, ABC's license status, the hoax situation, and his non-friendship with Epstein. The one thing missing? An answer. That got lost between terrible reporter and revoke the license. Portions of today's show were made with the help of AI.